Welcome back to Football Manager 26 here on the ChesnoidGaming channel. We started our Premier League season in the first episode, which if you missed, you can check the channel page for. Leave a link in the description down below to it as well. We had our first two Premier League games, a home game against Crystal Palace and a away game against West Ham. You can see the results of which up here, but of course the manner in which those results came about, you'll have to check the last episode for. We're one game away and 1 week away from the end of the summer transfer window. We weren't sure what we were going to do in terms of transfer business in this first window when we were recording episode number 1. But what we have done is made a decision to at least put the feelers out and see what we might be able to find available to us in this first transfer window. We don't have a massive budget at the minute, £16.5 million, but obviously, as we mentioned in the last episode, we've got some clauses we can sell to raise significant funding. So we will be able to do some business if we want to. And I've put the feelers out. Transfer Room is in the game this year. That's the system that real life teams use to let other clubs know what they're looking for and to let other clubs know what players might be available from their own club. So there are currently 48 opportunities in terms of maybe offering a player to another club. If we were looking to sell someone, then we can see what other clubs are looking for. There are 47 options here that I could maybe throw a player into to try and sell them if we were looking to sell them. But what we have done is put the feelers out with regards potential players in. So I've said to the world, I'm looking for a first choice goalkeeper, please, and a strong centre-back. And hopefully within the next few days, before transfer deadline day, we should get a couple of teams offering us some players that fit the bill, players that they're looking to offload and that we might potentially be interested in buying. So we'll obviously have the game against Fulham today as well, with our fixture list accordingly coming up. Then got Brentford on the 13th. I think there's an international break, isn't there, at the beginning of September. We may well see some Carabao Cup games drawn soon. We also should hopefully have our Champions League phase draw soon as well. I don't know if the Champions League draw is going to match real life. I don't imagine it will, because obviously we started this save whilst there were qualifiers still ongoing, so some of them might be different. But certainly the Premier League domestic fixtures are similar to real life. So cup draws can be different, evidently, and hopefully we get a decent run of things in the Champions League. But hopefully you guys are enjoying the Football Manager content so far. If you are, please do drop the video a like. I'd very much appreciate it. It would make a massive difference to the launch period here for Football Manager. Of course, if it does really well, the FM content on YouTube, then we will have one full-strength FC save and one full-strength FM save on the YouTube channel. And we'll drop the second FC save so I can fully commit to making the Football Manager content as regularly as you might like to see it. Do come and join me on stream as well, of course. There's links in the description to Twitch and to Kick. And of course, we live stream here on the YouTube channel too. We're doing this Chelsea save for the beta, which may well progress into the first couple of weeks of full launch, depending on how well it's being received and how well we're enjoying it. And then there is plans to do a glory hunter around Europe, starting at AC Milan, once we're finished with this Chelsea beta save. So hopefully you guys are looking forward to that. Hopefully we can continue what has been a decent start to the Premier League season. I would like to not concede two goals every single game, though, if we possibly can. We're going to advance and progress towards that game against Fulham, and there may well be some transfer business in the meantime. If there's not, then it will be Fulham, deadline day, and probably Brentford as well in this episode before we push on to European fixtures beyond, and of course the rest of the Premier League season. Actually, we're currently top of the table. That's because we're the only side to have played 2 games outside of West Ham, who we just beat. So literally nobody else could have 4 points. So up the Chelsea and call it there, please. Thank you very much. Stop the count. Chelsea win the league. Ta very much. Right. Do the whole drop the video a like and subscribing, etc., etc. And hopefully I'll see you for the remainder of the episode. We're now down to 6th, but 6th is still not bad. We'd take it, certainly. Okay, so we have had our first transfer room response or recommendation, and that is Gregor Kubel. Joe Shields has recommended Gregor Kubel to me. Now, Kubel would obviously be pretty bloody good, so I would be intrigued in maybe looking into getting something like that done. Appearances 1, Clean sheets none, conceded 5. What in the balls happened to... they lost 5-0 to St. Pauli in the first Bundesliga game of the season. Dortmund, are you all right? What the hell's happened there? St. Pauli 5, Dortmund... Right, okay. Maybe I don't want Gregor Kobel then. He apparently would be an excellent signing, and I'd agree, but... if he conceded 5 against St. Pauli, maybe not. Centre-back wise, Matthijs de Ligt has been recommended to me, and, well, yeah, that makes sense as well. He would be very good. No clean sheets for him at the minute in the Premier League. He's only a 3.5-star player, though, so it's not a massive jump from what we've currently got. Although, obviously, standout stats he is relatively solid in. I'd like to think, actually, maybe... We've got 22 responses, actually. If I go to the transfer room in, so if I sort by position... only Kobel is the excellent. We've been offered a number of players that aren't necessarily at the same level or of the same calibre. And then centre-back wise... Yeah, see, Kim Min-jae's a B+. Kim Min-jae did look pretty decent, actually. But finding a world-class centre-back, not even world-class, just a top-quality Premier League calibre centre-back, I think is probably going to be quite difficult in the current market. Matthijs de Ligt obviously is really good, but is he a step up from what we've got? I'm not sure he is. And live chat is saying that at Dortmund we should potentially look at Nico Schlotterbeck, and I do feel like we should probably scout Nico Schlotterbeck. He's almost certainly going to be one of the better centre-backs available domestically. He's currently injured for 4 weeks with torn knee ligaments, but we don't necessarily need to see... Well, he got injured in game, maybe, in that St. Pauli game, but we don't necessarily need to see him play to know how good he is. So, Schlotterbeck is an option at centre-back. Kobel is an option at goalkeeper. Kobel's really the only goalkeeping option that I've been presented with so far. Vicario valued at 80 to 95 million. Are you sure? And only a 2.5-star player, Vicario. Yeah, I'm not... Goalkeeper, I was expecting centre-back to maybe be a bit of an issue, but actually goalkeeper might be even more difficult to try and find the right man for the job, so to speak. But Chelsea players named in Team of the Week. Estevao, Team of the Week for the Premier League, after getting a goal and assist against West Ham. Fair play to him for that. We've got Fulham coming up, of course, then deadline day on September the 1st. Champions League phase should be drawn very soon. The next round of the Carabao Cup should be drawn very soon as well. And then hopefully we can find the right player in the market. Chelsea have been awarded 12.79 million for qualifying for the Champions League phase. Well, that's lovely. We've got some money, even though I didn't really do any qualifying. It's recommending Yankuba Minter to me, but I don't want Yankuba Minter really. So our Champions League phase games have been drawn, and we have Blue Neri, which is Inter Milan. We will be downloading some license fixes in the not too distant future, so don't worry about anything that currently isn't licensed. We've got Burnley in the Carabao Cup. We've got Inter, Benfica, Athletic Club de Bilbao, Spurs. I think you're allowed to get teams in your own nation in the Champions League. Maybe I'm mistaken there. Spurs, Barcelona, Atletico Madrid, Celtic and Olympiacos. Oh, that's really tough. That's really difficult. I don't think we should have Spurs. I think that's a bug. But Bilbao, Inter, Barcelona, Atletico Madrid. I am less confident than I was of doing well in the Champions League. Oh no. Well, Burnley in the Cup's good though, right? We've got a decent cup draw there. Right. I think we're going to try and get Gregor Kobel. So I need to sell some clauses. So let's sell some clauses. Now, there are some big ones that we can sell that would get us decent amounts of money. That are Nkunku. There's one here that's worth 21 million apparently, which is this one here. We have negotiated a potential buyout fee of 21 million for that clause. Thank you. That'll do very nicely indeed. 18.25 we could get from Havertz. Let's sell that clause. That's going to earn us some decent pennies. Noni's going to have another one. I think Noni Madueke was one where we could earn a decent amount. £31.5 million could be made from that one. Well, how much does that put in my transfer budget moving forward now? I might need to advance a bit to find out exactly how much money I'm going to have added to my... Enough, I think, is probably the right answer. Scouting finished on Karim Adeyemi is a mare. Right, recruitment. Transfer budget. 107 million. Now that's more like it. Right, Gregor Kubel, would you like to come and play for me, mate? I think we're about to maybe make our first signing as Chelsea manager. And I think Gregor Kubel would be stunning. Right, I don't want to pay everything up front. Yeah, let's see what they say to that. Make offer. Oh, they've accepted. Have they? Actually, no, it's just an offer has been made for Gregor. Now I'm going to have to wait. All right, we wait then. Dortmund, what are you saying? Talk to me. Let me have him. The fact they've responded and not accepted says to me that they are going to wants to negotiate a little bit. 76! Yeah, that's not happening. Let's view before we do anything. 29.5 up front, then 34 million over 3 instalments, and then 12 million for the... So I don't mind giving you a bit more up front, but I really don't want to pay 76 million for him. Let's be honest, this is only a beta save, so I should probably just get the deal done, shouldn't I? Because I'm not needing to worry about my financial future longer term, which is actually a little bit of a benefit in that regard, isn't it? Dear Dortmund, just say yes, thank you. Then I need to make sure I've got enough for a centre-back too, which obviously we need to factor. I wonder whether just getting a better goalkeeper might actually solve some of the defensive issues. So team selection for Fulham. Again, don't change the winning side, so I'm not going to change the winning side from the previous game. So we're going to just quite simply crack on with the same side that got the win against West Ham. Maybe I can be a little bit more proactive tactically to ensure that we don't concede those late goals that we did in the last one against West Ham. But Fulham is not going to be an easy game by any stretch. We're at home, though. You'd like to think we can win this. And if we can, we'll dedicate it to Dom, who's just subscribed on the Twitch channel for the 9th month. Thank you, mate. We will be starting as AC Milan for the Glory Hunter. Address the team. Gentlemen, dub. Right, we've got a free kick in a very, very good position. Cole, do the business. Thank you, sir. I added Cole Palmer to my free kick set piece instructions. We tweaked those in between the last episode and this one, and we've changed our set piece takers. Albeit Enzo Fernandez took one, scored one. Cole Palmer is now took one, scored one. Chelsea 1, Fulham 0 after 10 minutes. On his left foot, picked his spot up the Chelsea. And Fofana. Again, I don't mind a little bit of a measured approach. It's the fact that we've got the pace we've got on the wings is really going to make a big difference. Unfortunately, Estebal's just put that straight over the bar, which isn't making a big difference. But it's positive that he's willing to take his man on every time. And you can see from the stats there, middle centre, that we are on top at this stage, to say the least. He says, as Fulham get a corner. And Fulham don't score from their corner. Robert Sanchez, mate, can you stop just punching these away? Because it ain't bloody working. Give me that Gregor Kubel deal sooner rather than later, please. Corner comes in. It's just not dealt with very well. Oh, no, that hit the post. Apologise, Robert. It hit the post, but that's a lot of goals already this season that we've conceded from rebounds. Got to switch on upstairs to these second phases of play. Because at the minute, it's costing us goals and eventually, as it already has done against Palace, games. Esteval apparently has a bruised shin, but I'm sure he'll be fine. You can play on through a bruised shin, mate. You're a professional footballer. Bino Gittins. Cole Palmer did initially make a good run. Never mind, Bino Gittins is a bit quick. Find a teammate, please. Good save by Bernd Leno to deny Bino Gittins a decent goal to give us the lead again. I don't mind him shooting on that occasion. That was definitely the right thing to do in that situation. I mean, again, we're dominating the play, which is positive, but again, just those rebound goals are really starting to be quite frustrating already. Just 3 Premier League games into the season. It's definitely something that already has presented itself as a bit of a pattern. Palmer, lovely ball to Estevao. But not sure about that, mate. Come on, Estevao. You've started the season really well. Let's not ruin it, shall we? I mean, it's a great first half statistically, but the only one that matters is that one. And we're level. We're still keeping the pressure on. Cucurella, Gittins, beat your man. Never mind, overlapping run is there. Cucurella, Gittins, pull it back. Look, I changed you to a winger from an inside forward to try and get you to pull the ball back and square it. And it worked earlier, and now you're not doing it again. Here comes Timothy Castagna, just off the bench here for them. Came on for Kenny Teta. That's looped, and Kevin's underneath it. And that is 2-1 Fulham, squared by Kevin first time, and Sasha Lukic gives the away side the lead. Chelsea losing at home to Fulham. Oh, hang on. Our first VAR check of the season. Never mind. Goal awarded. Looking for an offside, which there certainly wasn't one there. It was everybody that they played the ball to there was in space. Had a lot of the ball, a lot of the play in the second half has been in the Fulham third, but that's a defeat. That's a loss at home against Fulham, which rather understandably, even though we bossed the game, I'm far from pleased with that. Got to be honest, it's just not good enough, is it? I think we might be actually having a bit more of a challenge here at Chelsea than we anticipated, but that's probably what every Chelsea manager in real life over the past 5 years has thought as well. A non-negotiable 64 million. Unless it's a bug, because it says entire offer negotiable, but it's greyed out, which is a change, so I imagine it's just not now showing as non-negotiable, which is what it is. Well, it's not my money, and we do need the goalkeeper. So yeah, all right. He has considerable interest in negotiating terms. He'd want between 205 and 250 grand a week. A long-term contract. Would want to win a domestic cup next season. Would likely gain a work permit. Yeah, we'll do the contract negotiations. Right, important player, obviously. Promises wise, win the Premier League before 27-28. Sure. So 230 grand a week. Let's come down from there. 210. 8.5 million loyalty bonus. 1.3 million agent fee. 5-year deal, which is fine. I don't mind giving him a bit more in a clean sheet bonus at all. Finalised deal. We might have just bought a new goalkeeper. Gregor Kubel, I think, is about to join us the day before deadline day, which could be exactly what we need to try and stop leaking so many bloody goals at the back. I might need to tweak the instructions a little bit. Dropped to 10th in the division now. Liverpool, the only side to win 3 from 3. Might tweak the instructions a little bit. I haven't actually delved that deep tactically yet. I was hoping I wouldn't necessarily have to. I think I might have to. Transfer deadline day on the way. Quiet deadline day expected. I need to know how much money I'm going to have left after the Kubel deal, and we may well sell some more clauses. Probably about to go over wage budget with this Kubel deal as well, annoyingly. Wood warns off suitors. Wilson set to sign for Derby, which is fine. He can go. And Gregor Kubel is joining. We have ourselves a new goalkeeper at Chelsea Football Club. And Mark Guiu has agreed to go to Leicester on loan as well. So, enjoy your year out, mate. Goodbye. Okay, well, I've sold all that I can sell. And that has left me with, if I continue again just one little bit, for an hour or so. A lot more, probably. That has left me with now 101 million. Right, my wage, but that needs a bit of a tweak because I need to... adjust transfer and wage budget. So we need to make a little bit more available via the wage budget, which we can do there. Now got, I don't know, it's not updated. Update, please. All right. I've got 88 million to spend, and I've got more to spend in my wage budget now, and it'll update in a moment when we advance again. But before we advance again, we need to isolate who it is that we might potentially want to bring in. So I'm going to delve back into the transfer window and utilise my live chat, which is exactly why you guys need to come and join me on stream as well. So we've been looking at centre mids and centre backs as well as goalkeepers. We inquired about Bremer at Juventus, but they've said no. Bayern, we inquired about Leon Goretzka, and they've said no to him as well. But on the transfer list were Franck Kessié and Ruben Neves, both obviously on Saudi wages, but the transfer fee was under 5 for both. So I am sorely tempted to negotiate with or get one of these two done to add an extra real bit of quality to our midfield options. Because at the minute, we've got Moises Caicedo and we've got Enzo Fernandez, and then not really any proper quality outside of those two. So if we get an injury or a suspension or something of that nature, then we're a little bit short in the deeper midfield roles. I could potentially do both, but obviously wages are going to be a significant issue. Now, Neves is obviously going to be better technically, whereas Kessié is just kind of that all-round brute, which I don't know whether I might actually be a little bit more keen on, because we don't really need Neves for his dead ball prowess, because we've got Cole Palmer, Reece James, etc. So I think Franck Kessié was probably going to be my preferred of the two. So I'm going to enter contract negotiations with him. He'd want to be a regular starter, which he absolutely would be. No promises involved on that. That's not a problem. So now let's negotiate the contract. Now, I was expecting him to give expectations of Saudi levels wage-wise, and he has done exactly that. So unfortunately, I think we're probably not going to be able to agree terms because they're going to be a little bit punchy with what they want a week. Obviously, I know they're on mad money in Saudi, but I'm just not gonna wanna match anything close to what they're on in Saudi Arabia at the moment, unfortunately. It really needs to come down on the wage front. I'm happy to go to 275, but that's probably as far as I'd want to go. Like I say, I don't really want to go any higher than that. But I know we're not close, but God damn you, Saudi Arabia! What have you done to the financial market? No, we can't agree terms with Franck Kessié. We'll try Ruben Neves instead. Is he going to be a little bit more open? A squad player. We'll play him in a deep line play. That I'm absolutely happy to do. It just can't match the Saudi wages. Will you agree something? Are you just even more? Are you open to negotiation? I'm going to lock that. I'm going to lock that wage in at 275. I don't mind the extra bonuses. That's not a problem. All right. I think we're going to get Ruben Neves in then. Ruben Neves to add to the midfield. I'm still looking at maybe signing a centre-back too, but we're running out of time now. We really are running out of time. Ruben Neves has been granted a work permit. Ruben Neves is in. Okay, that's a good signing in midfield to add quality in depth, which is what we're after. We're not looking for a starter there. We're looking for a quality in depth. And again, it's only a beta save, so financially I'm not that bothered at the minute. So I'm quite happy to do that. Fan reaction is positive. Board reaction is okay. So I think that's fine. It's not obviously a stunning deal, but absolutely Ruben Neves will add something to the squad. Where are you, Ruben? Let me register you, please. Thank you for the Premier League squad. Now, I am, like we say, significantly running out of time now to try and find a centre-back. So I might just have to delay that. Still got 69 million available in the transfer budget, and we can tweak that for the wage budget. So there is room to find someone else. Question is, can we find that someone else? You reckon Van Ecker is a good option? Really? To be fair, he's not bad. I actually really genuinely don't mind that. Jan-Paul Van Ecker does look decent. He's not going to grow though, but to be honest, we don't necessarily need people growing, do we? It's not necessarily any better. I'm gonna go for Jean-Paul Van Ecker. We are going to make a transfer bid for Jean-Paul Van Ecker. He's valued at 41 million. Now I imagine there. He's cup tied for the Carabao Cup. That's not a problem though. They view him as an important figure. Right, let me offer 25 million up front then. So I was gonna. It does say that they're interested in a striker and an attacking midfielder, but I can't seem to find the functionality to offer them anything other than a replacement player, which would be another centre back, which obviously I'm at this moment in time I'm not willing to do. So I'll just offer them 25 million up front, 15 over 3 instalments, 4.5 after 40. It's a total cost of 44.5 million, and we'll see what they say. Time is getting on though. It's now gone another 45 minutes. We might be running out of time here on deadline day. There is no kind of deadline day countdown like there used to be in previous. It's become public knowledge as well, apparently. There is no. Yeah, you can have him. There is no kind of black and yellow overlay change to, I think, what's 65? 30%, and it's non-negotiable because it's 2 hours to go to the end of the bloody deadline. Well, it's not my money. So, yeah, sure, go on then. Consider it done. We're going to bring Van Ecker in, and he'll absolutely go into the starting lineup. Negotiate contract. He's going to want punchy wages, but who doesn't want punchy wages these days? Regular starter. 140 grand a week is where he's starting, so I'll offer him 110. He's currently on about 60. Less than 60, so he's wanting me to more than double his wages, but he is coming from Brighton to come to Chelsea, but probably just accept this soon. There you go. Bosh. Jan-Paul Van Ecker, done. So we've signed Gregor Kubel, Jan-Paul Van Ecker. We've just got £1 million from Lewis Hall's transfer. Hooray. And we're going to get Ruben Neves in as well. So we have spent a total of £112 million in this transfer window, and we've received 1. But that's 3 players that improve the quality of the club and squad, both starting lineup and squad depth. So I think I'm happy with that, considering, like we say, it's just the beta save. I'm happy. So our next game then, after playing the game and losing the game to Fulham at the beginning of the day, is going to be Brentford away in a couple of weeks' time, actually. So hopefully everybody will be fully fit, ready and raring to go. Hopefully we can actually get ourselves back on the winning straight. Transfer deadline, confirm player registration. Yeah, we'd already done that. Thank you! Bring on the Brentford. We're on the way to the GTEC Community Stadium. Quivin Kelleher in goal for Brentford. Collins, Christopher Ayer, Sepp Vandenberg and Michael Coyote is their back 4. Although Hickey's in there as well. They might be playing 5 actually. Sepp Vandenberg, no, Coyote at right back and Hickey at left back. Oh yeah, no, I keep forgetting that you can see the formation here on the left. So it is a 5-back with two deeper centre mids as well in Jensen and Henderson, and then Damsgaard behind Igor Thiago and Kevin Schade. Valdemarson on the bench for them as their second goalkeeper. You might remember him from the realistic RTG on FC in FC24. So Kubo makes a debut. Van Ecker makes a debut. Ruben Neves makes the bench. I would certainly like us to bounce back, please. There's no bounce back. So I'll just say stick to the plan. The plan being win every bloody game if you can, please. Right, here we go. It's nearly half time already. We had one highlight earlier that nothing really came of, so I probably won't include it in the footage. Cole Palmer, they keep trying to catch us on the counter here, which is actually looking quite dangerous because we've got our fullbacks pushed quite a way forward. Bino Gittins beats his man for pace, which he's been doing all season long. Oh! And couldn't have come any closer to scoring a goal. Bino Gittins, that would have been a worldie if you'd whipped that in from there on top of the run. That was Callum Hudson-Odoi-esque, to quote a former Chelsea man. Bino Gittins trying again, and this time a little bit further to the right-hand side rather than the left, in front of those travelling fans. We've, again, bossed the game, created chances, but it's the taking of those chances that is proving to be the most difficult thing for us at the moment. It's 0-0 at half-time. We are absolutely hammering Brentford, but we haven't yet found the ball in the back of the net. I'm not getting enough from João Pedro, though. That's absolutely certain. But, wow, Arsenal are 5-0 up against Forest. How we get more out of João Pedro, I'm not entirely too sure right now. It might be a change in role. I tried him as an out-and-out centre-forward in this one, and that hasn't really worked. I might maybe try him as a deep lying to bring him a bit more into the play. It might interfere a little bit too much with Cole Palmer doing that, but there's only one way to find out, and that's to try it. And I don't mind Cole Palmer pushing on a little bit because we know that he's got the capability to finish the ball into the back of the net, as he already has done this season. Bino Gittins is really tricky out on the wing. I'm actually enjoying him so far. Here is João Pedro now in that deep lying position. You can see that Cole Palmer has pushed a bit further on. Reece James to Estevao here. Now Enzo Fernandez looking for Estevao again. Plenty of options in the middle. That was outside the box, I think. It looked like it was outside the box. And the referee is going to... I thought for a minute it was going to go over and book Estevao for diving. No pen. Yeah. It did look like it was outside the box at first viewing. It is a free kick. Can we get anything from it? No, we're not even going to see it. Okay, well, we saw that João Pedro had dropped quite a bit deeper, actually, than I anticipated he would do with that deep lying forward position. But we'll give it more than just 10 to 15 minutes. We'll see how it develops. I do want to try and get a bit more from the striker. If I had more time and a little bit more money, they're going to go 1-0 up. Oh, no! Come on, Chelsea! Uh-oh. Then I was I would have certainly bought another striker, I think. They're checking the goal for VAR, but I don't think there was an offside in there. Yeah, goal awarded. It's not even close. Why they even needed a replay in the first place, I'm not sure. Or VAR checking. I mean, the marking has got to be better in the middle. Reece James has been really poor so far this season. Very poor. You can see the man in front of him. Mark him, mate. Enzo. Cole Palmer. Beautiful. João Pedro in the channel. Woodwork and wide. Well, that's an immediate chance with João Pedro changed back to a channel forward, which is how he started the season, but he's still not playing that well. On a 6.3 thus far. It might be, although we've got Inter next. In the Carabao Cup against Burnley, we will absolutely give Liam Delap a chance to do something. Coyote over the top of the bar. I'm going to make some changes in midfield here as well. 4 minutes added on at the end of the game, and it doesn't look like we're actually going to be able to get anything from it. They've got an attacking corner, in fact, with 2 minutes to go here. João Pedro on a 6.1 now. I think Liam Delap might even get a run out in the Champions League at this rate. Over the bar. We're going to have some things to try and iron out between this and the next episode, aren't we? We might well have improved the squad in terms of its quality, but the results are not improving. If anything, they're getting worse. That simply was not good enough, dickheads. We will go again in the next episode, so do not miss that next episode, where we will, of course, be taking on Inter Milan in the Champions League, which is not going to be straightforward at all, and it might be an absolute battering, but hopefully we will be able to get something out of that. We might well change the starting lineup because we've obviously played a very familiar looking side in each game we've played so far. I'm not going to answer too much here in that nature. The FA Cup qualifying rounds are underway. We're not going to be involved until the third round, of course. It is Champions League next. Malagusto's out for a couple of days, but that's fine. Vaneka made his debut and wasn't able to keep a clean sheet on it, unfortunately. We'll go to my first team, and I am going to clear the squad because I've absolutely no idea what I'm going to do for that game against Inter that's coming up next. But it is, in the next episode, going to be Inter, Manchester United. We'll play Burnley, probably Brighton as well, and we might even get as far as Benfica. But for now, unfortunately, despite getting things done in the transfer window, our points tally hasn't done nothing in the Premier League. We are back-to-back defeats today. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the FM content though. If you are, please do drop the video a like. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any more. And fingers crossed, things will improve moving forward. If not, I might need your tactical advice, please, live on stream. I'll see you next time.